Affirmations are absolutely the most important thing that you can do, because what you believe becomes your reality. What you believe, where your consciousness is, where your frequency sits, that's what you attract to yourself. So if you believe, like I've always had this belief that I'm gonna age in reverse. And recently, like I've started going, and whenever I do blood work and they take my blood plasma, the whole room will fill up with nurses and they're like, your blood plasma is unbelievable. We've never seen blood plasma like this. Like, this is like the blood plasma of a 6-year-old child. This is crazy. Why does your blood plasma look like this? And it's because I actually have always truly believed that my cells are going to anti-age. And I genuinely believe it. And maybe it started as an affirmation of like, this is what I want, but I said it enough that it became real to me, and it's happening. But you can apply that to anything. And you have to understand that the universe is always saying yes. The universe doesn't say no. And what that means is if you are constantly focusing on something that's stressful for you, or you're lacking, like I need more money, the universe doesn't say yes, meaning yes, I give you more money. The universe says yes to it validates what you're thinking and what you're saying, which is that you don't have the money, right? I need it means I don't have it. And the universe says, yes, you don't have it. So you have to learn to flip your perception and the way you process your thoughts and your feelings. And that's through affirmations of saying, I have more than I need. Even if you don't technically think that's true, and I know this is very challenging, the moment you start accepting that I have more than I need, you will see that you will have more than you need. It's a really interesting game, and it's a really hard rule to learn. It's a universal rule, but once you find it, it's magic, and it works every time. And that's a lot easier said than done. But you start it with something small, because if you hold a scarcity belief, convincing yourself that money is energy or that you have enough is really hard to do. So start smaller. And then once you see it work, move up to the bigger things. And I promise you'll see like a massive shift in your life.
Wasn't a goat named Grammy and Oscar?
My dogs. Okay. Grammy and Oscar, they've been passed on because I got them when I won the Oscar.
Okay.
I got an Oscar right that January before I won the Oscar. And I said, what am I name this dog? And I said, let me name it Oscar. Maybe I win an Oscar, and I did.
Speaking life.
Months. Yes.
Wow.
So then I got Oscar, and I said, maybe Oscar need a girlfriend, and I should name it Grammy, and then maybe I win a Grammy.
Wait a minute.
So I got Grammy that summer. I won that Grammy, whatever the Grammys popped up that same year.
I'm finna go get me an animal and name it a award that I want too, because that's what we need to do.
Manifested.
Oh yeah, I believe
and that's what happened.
Let me tell you, I do believe in the power of manifestation.
It's real.
That is a story of my life.
It's real.
No lie. Mostly everything that's happened in my life, I have envisioned it but I wrote it down. I believed, I spoke life into it. And mostly every time I've gone on record saying that something's going to happen, it's happened. I have like videos of me saying, we got to speak the life.
You were bold enough to speak it.
Come on
with
now.
authority.
Come on now.
So I'm just saying.
That's big facts.
That's how it works.
Jen now, she be preaching now.
Okay. We were talking about manifesting things through your music, and I thought that was so interesting, and I was wondering how you kind of discovered that you could do that, or like, do you have any stories connected to that, or like, how do you feel about that spiritually?
Well, I think just the idea that when I write songs, I always like them to have a positive twist somewhere, because I think when I get up on stage, I had a song on my last album. It was the title track. It was called Future Nostalgia. That song I'd written on a day when I wasn't feeling so good about myself. I wasn't feeling so confident. I wasn't feeling like at the top of my game, like spiritually and emotionally. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a song that's the complete opposite of how I'm feeling. And night after night, when I got up on stage and I performed that song, I felt all those things. I felt strong, I felt empowered, I felt tough, I felt the most myself. And I felt like I manifested that feeling and that emotion into my life. And I think that's also really important, that sometimes you write the songs and the stories that you need that is incredibly important, and that's been a driving force for me, that in every song that I make, there's always going to be a little something that's hopeful, because if I'm going to sing them for years, or if people are going to, you know, they're going to live online, so whoever's going to listen to them, I want them to feel like there's always some light in it, regardless of what it is.
You got into music as a kid, right? You were pretty young?
Yeah, 11 years old is when I first started rapping. So my mom was the first person I rapped for.
What are you rapping about at 11? I'm just curious.
I was rapping about everything that I didn't have at the time, I'm sure. Like, I was definitely rapping about like Benzes and all these things that was so far away. I remember rapping about like being on Rodeo, fresher than a day old, and like way before I stepped foot on Rodeo. But you know, I didn't realize that even then that's really was manifesting. That was really me like planning and architecting and strategizing things out.
I believe in that. My friends always call me a very powerful manifester, but I think if you have it in your head and it's gonna come because you're putting it out there.
Kelly, how could you not be? Look at you.
Like,
I mean, look
no,
at
I
you
think.
rap. Like,
And from where I came from, you have to be a powerful manifester. You have to have a certain level of confidence. You have to have all of that to survive this industry. So I think this book is very helpful. Your grandma.
And you know, things always go not according to plan all the time.
Not
you know
how
what
you
I'm
think,
saying?
yeah.
It's kind of like God gives you, you know, you want God to give you what you want, but God gives you what you need in that sense. So it's like, life is full of all of these gut punches and uncertainty, like depression, anxiety, all these things that we feel. But the thing is, it's like one of the things I love about the book that I wanted to get across is that when you have whatever you're passionate about, it doesn't have to be music. It's like whenever you find something that you lock on to and it becomes a job to you before it's actually a job. And one thing leads to another. Like I used to battle rap outside my high school. I used to get in trouble for selling CDs. I used to do all these things that led to me working at this radio show every Friday at the radio station, which led to me meeting Kanye, which led to me rapping for my idol, which led to me, you know, having a record deal and selling all these records and stuff. So it's just like, you never know what thing leads to the next thing, but that's, when you feel it, sometimes you don't have to know how it's gonna happen. You just have to trust that it is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And letting go of controlling that narrative is so key, I think. Yeah, to be able to let go and not have, you don't have to have the narrative completely mapped out.
Yeah, I used to let the things I can't control me.
Yeah, that's a whole other book.
For real.
I feel like that's what, I mean, I think every day there's like different things. Of course, I'm not like the most confident, most secure person. The reason why I sound like that is because I'm a big believer of saying things and like manifesting and words being very powerful. You will never hear me say, oh gosh, I'm such an idiot, or like, oh, dumb me. I don't speak like that. I don't ever say like I'm starving. I don't ever say like I'm very careful with my words because they are very powerful, and I am a big believer of manifesting. When I was doing bottle service, I had a corkboard in my kitchen. It had Teen Choice Awards, it had Blake Lively and Gossip Girl, it had a white Range Rover, it had palm trees. A lot of that has come true, and I believe like working hard in addition to just manifesting, but I am a very big believer of manifesting. And there's a difference with just saying like, okay, I will come into success. I will meet the love of my, no. You need to believe it and you need to own it. And if that at the beginning is called delusion, then let it be, because I was delusional when I was doing bottle service. But when I was rocking to your table asking you if you wanted Kettle One or Grey Goose, I thought I was the biggest actress, like playing a bottle service girl. And I walked with that, and I walked in the snow in my Uggs like to my office, to the bottle service place, being like, bottle service place, to the lounge, being like, I own this. Like, no, not today. Like, I was an actress. And I was living in the States, and I was, you know, I felt it. So like delusional, manifesting, all of that, I'm a big believer of saying and putting out there positive energy. And so I don't know what the first thing was that you were asking me. Oh yeah, so it may come off as being super confident and secure, but even like Rihanna, like that TikTok that was going around where she's like, sometimes you don't feel confident, you just get up and you do it. You do. Yeah. And you own it. And you have that, because if you do and other people feel it, then like you become them.